Back in 2022, there's a novel called Predator: Eyes of the Demon. It contains 15 short stories. One of them is about Dutch. It takes place right after the events of the first movie. The date is September 1987. Dutch is now in a hospital of Johnson City, Tennessee. Two men in suits would enter his room, one of them with blonde hair. He would extend his hand. "Major, I'm Agent Peter Keyes." The other one is Agent Garber. Dutch was suffering from radiation sickness and was not in the mood to answer any more questions. Besides, he already told them everything, but these men wanted to know what happened in Val Verde. But Dutch did not want to relive that nightmare. It seems like the two suits were not going away, so might as well get this over with. Dutch says he lost his entire team. They were lied to. He said he cared, but Dutch knows it's just an act. Dutch says he got sick from some device the alien used. It was an explosive that he would activate to take them both out. Dutch explains what happened. They were supposed to go in, rescue 3 officials, and get out. Minimal contact. But in doing so, they blew up the jungle. They would ask about the creature. Dutch says it had lizard skin, 7 feet tall, some kind of cloaking device, armor with matching face mask, and some laser cannon tech. Agent Keyes would ask, "How did the alien get your men?" Dutch goes into detail how Hawkins was the first one, and nothing was left, just a bloody mess on the ground. Agent Keyes would walk over to a nurse and ensure that Dutch's room is locked when he's gone, to make sure he doesn't leave. Dutch now feels like nobody cares. He was lied to, sent on a mission to maybe get slaughtered, and now he's a prisoner in a hospital, but he could leave anytime he wanted. The 2 agents would come back over several days and question Dutch about what happened. Even though he was sick, they need to know what he knows. During the conversation, Keyes was trying to remain respectful towards Dutch, while Garber was getting impatient. Dutch would tell them, "It's really dangerous when you encounter one. You're going to need a lot of men and tech to capture one alive. The one that got his team is gone, but there will be others." Garber says to Dutch, "We can't wait to meet them." Keyes would also add in, "There have been others." Dutch recounts what happened with Billy and Mac. There was something in the trees, moving, stalking them. There's something out there waiting for them, and it ain't no man. Agent Keyes would say they found skinned bodies and green blood. Dutch agrees. This alien would bleed green blood. Dutch would then record some tapes over time, on insurance against a government he once trusted. He would talk about what happened during his mission. The date is September 12th, 1987. While he's waiting for his food to arrive, he turns on the news. The report mentions a rogue hunter going around. They found carcasses of a bear and mountain lion. The bodies were skinned, and the skull and spine was removed. The incident happened in Pisgah National Forest outside Asheville, North Carolina. It's about 1 or 2 hours south from the VA hospital. He had to get out there and stop the creature before it gets anyone else, and maybe get some revenge for his men. When the nurse got back, Dutch pretended to have an outburst and made a mess with his food. She convinced him to calm down so they don't sedate him. Later on, Dutch finds a way to escape the hospital and runs off into the night. The story shifts over to the predators hunting in the national park. There's a few of them and they've got trophies. When Agent Keyes is back at the hospital, the nurse tells him how Dutch got out. She says that he knocked out an orderly that was cleaning up a mess he made. He took the man's keys and uniform and left. They would contact law enforcement looking for anyone hitchhiking, leaving a hospital, or walking around in an orderly uniform. Dutch would arrive at a diner located at Interstate 26 and County Road outside Weaverville, North Carolina. He overheard 2 local hunters talk about the bodies they found. The waitress said the feds were here early morning. They showed up in a helicopter and asking funny questions. Dutch would tell them he's only here to hunt small game like quail or rabbit, but they advise him to stay away from Mount Mitchell. Just then, a helicopter lands in the area and 3 men in suits come out. They come straight for the diner. Agent Keyes would drop a photo to the Rangers and saying to them, "We're looking for this man," but the ranger sitting there said they didn't see him. They're too focused on other things in the park. A black SUV would show up with more federal agents. They were going to perform a sweep. After they left, Dutch got lucky and found a pickup with a rifle inside. The door was unlocked with the keys above the visor. He took this vehicle and went towards Mount Mitchell. He made his way up the road without being seen. At some point, he would stop and ditch the vehicle and continue on foot. He would come across multiple carcasses, and the path seems like a circular pattern. Dutch would later come across the predator fighting with a bobcat. He took aim with a rifle and fired. The shot landed on its shoulder and thigh. The creature dropped its trophy and ran towards Dutch. It fired off its plasma caster, but Dutch would continue running. A chopper in the sky would pick up the sound and head towards it. Garber spotted the major in the trees. Agent Keyes would tell Garber, "Call the men," then orders the pilot to land somewhere safe. Dutch would stop running, then scan the area with the rifle, looking for something cloaked, but the alien tackles him from behind, pushing him to the ground. Dutch reaches for his hunting knife and stabs the creature where he thinks the arms and chest seem to be. The two of them started rolling, fighting, and wounding each other, stabbing, punching, kicking. His body was full of pain, but Dutch would not lose again. They would crash into a pack of pines, knocking the wind out of Dutch. As they get up, Dutch calls out, "Come out and fight where I can see you." As if the creature understood, it disables the cloak and stands across Dutch. Dutch would stab the creature in the shoulder, but gets punched in the stomach and cut across his chest from the wrist blades. Meanwhile, Agent Keyes has a group of men closing in. He wants the creature and Dutch alive. As the men are getting closer, they see a ship in the sky. It fires upon them as they're moving in. Going back to Dutch, he's still fighting the predator, but as the men with rifles would show up, the creature spots the alien ship above and starts running uphill into the trees. While in the chopper, Agent Keyes would tell the pilot to follow Dutch, but Garber wants the ship for its technology. The alien craft was lowering and the creature was heading straight to it. The chopper lands, trying to pick up Dutch, but he refuses and goes after the creature. Now there were two aliens firing back with their shoulder cannons. The odds are against him, so Dutch goes back to the chopper. Agent Keyes would grab his hand and pulls him aboard. The alien hunter runs up the ramp of the ship and it takes off. Keyes would say to Dutch, "You made the right choice, Major." But Dutch was frustrated. He wanted the alien so bad. He wanted revenge for the men he lost. Dutch says, "Take me back. There's more of them out there. We have to stop them." Garber responded, "That's what we're here for." Keyes would then work together with Dutch. They formed the OWLF just for this purpose, to hunt down this alien creature. Dutch watches as the alien ship disappears. He lost his chance. Agent Keyes would tell Dutch, "They want us to capture one of the aliens, learn everything we can, capture its technology, learn to protect ourselves." Dutch looks at Keyes and knew he was serious. Garber would add, "We have unlimited resources. Anything we need, we can get this done, Dutch. But we need your help. Let's work together." But Dutch refused. He's done with the government. Before the chopper takes off, Dutch would jump out and says he can take care of himself. Keyes would respond, "You think about it. You'll change your mind." And Dutch says, "I don't think so." He wants to get back to Val Verde. He heard rumors there were stories about demons that make trophies of man, and he wanted to hear them for himself. Dutch also thought about his brother, John, a cop in New York City. Perhaps he could go there first. He didn't see him for a long time. He had a sister too, somewhere. The last thing Dutch would say in this story is this: "It's time to hunt." So that is the end of the story called Aftermath, which takes place right after the events of the first movie, Predator. It seems to be followed by the story and audio tapes of the video game Predator Hunting Grounds. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video, and I'll see you on the next one.